Yeah. Well, on your website, Jim, you're referring to when you were in India, you had a profound spiritual experience. Would you be willing to expand on that just a bit?
Well, it was the one that that is described. I mean, I totally went beyond. I went into sort of a universal consciousness identity, a oneness that went completely beyond individual identity. And it was a taste that changed my life forever because once I knew that, then I wanted to integrate it into my life. And so, and frankly, for about 4 years after that, my biggest challenge was integrating that experience back into my on earth experience, getting my feet
Mhm.
on the ground, making sure I could function and integrating that. And I was very aware after a lot of Zen readings that that first Satori, if that's what we might want to call it, I liked the one saying by a monk that said it took him 10 years to get over the stink of his first Satori. And it
Well,
was a way of me knowing that that's just the beginning, and
yeah.
now there's a richness in completing what got started.
Wow. Interesting. So maybe we could help some of our viewers. I know that people wonder when we mention a name, guru, or which is just the translation is teacher in India. But I find it interesting and fascinating, Jim, that India has a lot of teachers, a lot of gurus, and there's a lot of spirituality there. And at the same time, most of the people in India are lost. What's that about?
And when I was there, there was, and I don't know how it is now. When I was there, I was in an area called Rishikesh. There was about 160 ashrams up and down the Ganges, right in my area. And a few years back in LA, I was talking with a designer that was from India, and I mentioned to her I was in Rishikesh, and she said, and it told me how much times it changed. She says, "Oh yeah, I've gone whitewater rafting up there." And I thought, "Oh my goodness!" So times have changed. For me to talk about India, what I saw was a lot of poverty, but I also saw a civilization and a culture that had been through big ups and downs. You could see magnificence, and then you could see that they were in a different phase. But there is a cultural support for the idea of enlightenment, particularly in this area I was in. It's the area where they have a thing called the Kumbh Mela, and millions of people go on pilgrimage, or at least did, to at least tip their toe in the Ganges at least once. So but around the world, it certainly doesn't have to be in the East or India. This what we're talking about is something that's universal, and where it emerges in different cultures and in different ways is according to some design, if we want to give it that idea, or just an eruption of possibility of connection with the infinite.